Bitcoin is fundamentally fungible. It doesn't matter which Bitcoin you own. It's going to really matter which NFT you own, right? Because the underlying value of NFT is tied to the content. So an NFL or NBA moment that is, that makes the historical record is the kind of thing that you talk about and gets cited in movies as a moment that everybody remembers, is a very different value than, my kid catching a ball in the backyard, right? I mean, those are very extreme examples, but you take my point. There is a market there that it is to a larger extent about the content within the NFT. So just owning an NFT is not the same thing as owning a Bitcoin. Like, those are just not the same thing. And so I just want to ground that and make it very clear. That is the fundamental difference between non-fungibility and then fungibility, right? Mm-hmm. But I think the other point that you're getting at is, Bitcoin specifically, right? So is its value inherent to it, or is its value speculative? And one thing I'll just say about that is, I've never believed that speculation is a use case. And so I fundamentally think that one of the less interesting things about Bitcoin is its price. I'm not sneezing at anyone making money. I mean, go forth, prosper, et cetera. But, I actually think that what makes Bitcoin powerful is in part the technology, it's the protocol, it's the governance around it, it's these kinds of things. And it's the alternative that it presented to the traditional banking system, which remains an extraordinarily powerful idea. So they're just such different things. And it causes me palpitations to imagine that people think that, by getting in the NFT market, you're going to make up for how you didn't get into Bitcoin, because it's just not the same thing. And I mean, I think we're seeing that already, right? Like, not everything is going for $65 million. Like most NFTs are selling for, $100, maybe under that even. Like, it just kind of depends, or nothing. There are many NFTs that no one ever buys, by the way, to be very clear, because they're just not great, So it's already a market. The challenge I see with it's already a market where there's such a high barrier to, ownership of what is currently seen as very valuable. And it remains to be seen what artists and other musicians or whoever it is, athletes, whatever, will emerge that will create that same kind of value for holders of their tokens. So it kind of makes me a little sad to think that people are doing that. All I gotta say just is I don't give investment advice, but I just think it's important to just always exercise common sense and caution when you're engaging in any market, and think about your upside, think about your downside, think about what you can afford to lose, and if there's something out there that is really meaningful to you, if there's a piece of digital art or there's an athletic moment or whatever that's interesting and meaningful and precious to you, by all means, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to have a piece of that. And it's something that I find extraordinarily powerful, both on the creator side and the collector side.